Hi, I'm Paulette Morrissey from Tulip Square, and this week I'm going to show you how to make this cute little block. It's kind of a circle block, kind of looks three-dimensional, very cute little block. It's easy to make, and there is a PDF that you can download in the description below if you'd like to follow along. That will give you the sizes, the dimensions, and the quantities of everything, so you don't have to keep track of what I'm telling you in the video. Okay, so let's head over to the sewing machine and make a cute block. Alright, to make this block, you're going to need a white or a very light color and 3 shades of something else, of a colorful color. I'm going to use dark, medium, and light of pinks. The white and the dark and the light are each 4 pieces, and they're all 2 7/8 inches. Your medium is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to set the 2.5 inch ones aside for now. And I'm going to pair up, you're going to take 2 of the whites and pair them with 2 of the light colored squares, and then you're going to pair them with 2 of the dark color squares, and then these last 2 light and darks you're going to pair together. So now you've got 6 pairs. Now what you're going to do with each of them is you're going to carefully line them up, and let me get my pencil here. You're going to put a nice diagonal line on the back of each pair. Make sure it's visible, not too obnoxious. Like that. You're going to put that on all of them, and then you're going to sew 1/4 inch on each side of that line. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these lines on and sew all these, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I've got all of the stitching done. You can see I've got sewing on both sides of the center line, and now I'm going to cut these down on the line that I just drew. Now when you're making any kind of blocks that have half square triangles in them, which these are, a rule of thumb you can always count on is how big you cut your squares to make them. Like these are 2 7/8. It will always be 7/8 inch smaller when you see that piece in a finished block. Like this little finished block right here is 2 inches square, and we cut the pieces 2 7/8 to make that square. So it's always 7/8 inch bigger than what the finished little square is going to be. No matter how big your block ends up, it's always a 7/8 difference. So I'm going to go cut all these in half and press them all. Okay, now what you have is 4 squares that have both colors, 4 squares with the light pink, and 4 squares with the dark pink. And what you're going to start with is, let's move these aside. You're going to take the 4 squares with the dark pink, and you're going to pair them up with your smaller one color squares, like so. You're going to sew them all together like this. Make sure you don't do this. They all go together like this. Sew those together. Now we have 4 of these pieces. We're going to set those aside, and we're going to take the pieces that have 2 colors in them and the pieces that have just 1 color, and we're going to sew them together so that the pink makes kind of a diagonal line. And then we have 4 pieces like this. Now normally whenever I'm sewing, I like to press everything towards the darkest color whenever possible when I'm iron pressing the seams. But in the case of something like this with a lot of little pieces, I tend to press more towards whatever way it's easier. Like on this is darker, but it's easier to press toward a solid square than it is to something with a triangle. So I'm pressing towards for the least amount of bulk in the seams. Okay, so now we're going to take these. We're going to take one of these and sew it to one of these like this. So sew all your pairs together like that. Make sure you like so. Make sure you line up all these little seams in here so they nest nicely and your seams line up. Alright, now we've just got 4 little squares like this, which are kind of cute all by themselves. But what you're going to do is sew them into 2 pairs. And what you do is you just take one, and take the next one and turn it like that, and sew them together right here. I'll do the same thing with this pair. Take it, turn one turn, and sew them together along here. Now you have two pieces like this, and all you have to do is swing one around and sew it like that. I'll go do that. And that's it. Block is all done. Kind of cute, isn't it? And pretty easy. So now you know everything you needed to know about how to make this cute little square block. Finished size is 8 inches. It's easy to make. It's mostly half square triangles, and it's a good project if you've never tried anything with half square triangles. It's a good one to try to see how easy they really are. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little bell if you want to be notified. And that's all I have to tell you. We'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye-bye.